So, hello YouTube and my very awesome audience. We are going to just play some World of Warships. Nothing too heavy right now. And just go for it. So, I've had a few games earlier. And I've been doing mostly torpedo runs on my submarines. Uh, yeah, it can get a bit hectic when you're detected, but I've had a few good games on the 4501. 2501 not so much earlier, but hey. Okay, so I'm gonna be on the Hindenburg. I'm planning to go on the Hindenburg, probably the Mecklenburg too. Um, Probably go on the Blutker and the Agir later. Okay, so let's put that in and Hindenburg. So I've said it a couple of hundred of times now already, but I'm really not the best when it comes to cruiser play. What I really want to do on the Hindenburg is play it like something of a German battleship, really. Because I really want to make her armor work for her. Uh, because she has some really good close-in armor. Her armor scheme really works for her close-in engagements, but not for what her gun suggests that she should do. So looking at her lineup, it's pretty standard. One submarine, one carrier. So I've gotten used to that. Um, we have a radar of sorts with Svea, but she's gonna be beaten out by the Moskva. I think my priorities for today would be hitting the Montanas and the Shikishimas with HE, try to burn them down, and some AP probably when cruisers present broadside towards me. So I'm going to try and hide behind this island over here. This one. Uh, that's really one of the best spots I could go for right now. Um, I've had a game before where I dev struck, what was it, a Jinan that was trying to go through that channel over there. But I don't expect that to happen this game. Players are smart at this tier. They know what to do half the time. Because really, you'll find some really high level players down in the lower tiers, ironically. Because they most likely would be grinding up research ships and legendary mods. But at tier 10, where people usually tend to stay, maybe not so much. Once people get tired of tier 10, they go to lower tiers. I mean, I might go for a reset one of these days. Maybe not now. What I do want to try and grind for is either the Siegfried or the Damn, 3 fires already, eh? Probably the Siegfried or the legendary mod for the Hindenburg. That was a good shot right by the enemy. Okay, so I'll try to lead us by here and then switch over to my AP. Okay, maybe not the best shot. Okay, that kind of worked. What we really want to avoid here right now is getting noticed by the enemy battleships. And our little exchange there with the CV earlier wasn't so useless. I took down at least 5 of his planes. So yeah, that's a silver lining. This Oranja is playing a bit too aggressively. To be... There we go. Be safe. Okay. So I like the little matchup that's going on right now with the Sherman and the Marceau. I think they're pretty evenly matched as far as matchups go. The F Sherman will probably pull ahead a little because it has sap. But not the way it's going right now. The Sherman's not getting any support. I can't really go off and head there right now. I think it's best for the Sherman to just run away now. I like that the Montana's hiding over there. I think it's worth a shot, but I'm covered by the mountain range. I really can't do it right now. There's the Marceau. I'll try to lead it by 15. So really, nothing's in range for me right now. I think the best that we could do right now to help our team dealing with this Marceau is saturate its attention. Okay. Okay, so at range, Hindenburg shells really don't tend to land as fast as we want them to. That's one of the problems when playing the Hindenburg at range. What you really want to do on the Hindenburg is like maybe get in about 15-16 kilometers and try to blap them with AP. But that's not really in the cards right now since it's swarming with battleships over there. Maybe I could do something a bit silly and go for the B cap, but I'm a bit afraid of the Montana still hanging around there. Maybe we can, maybe we shouldn't, I don't know. But fortune favors the bold, I believe. And it's just a video game. There's really nothing to lose here. Maybe get reported. Really, if there's anything that you should be taking risks on, I think it's video games. Because you really don't lose much when you're playing video games. Oh sure, they make fun of you, they report you, but does it do any permanent damage to your soul? I don't think so. And there's the Svea. I can reach it with my ASW, but I'm going to try and assist all the same. I think the Sherman has the right idea there. I'm going to get discovered by this plane, so I'll try not to get in range of the Montana. The Shikishima also has eyes for me now. Okay, so at least we're stalling the midway a bit. I also think that it's another... Okay, so the Montana has the right idea. He's hanging around there. I think the Colombo caught on. The B cap is worth taking now. Oh, it's good that our team has dealt with the submarine, but we also lost our submarine in that engagement. We're a little ahead. We're a little ahead of the enemy since we got their cruiser and they only got our destroyer, but that's only going to hold for a bit. This Montana right now is something of a target, but I can't hit it behind the... Okay, so let's try for this Sherman. so at least with that, 2 hits. Not the best damage, but will do. We'll try to set this Montana on fire. Okay, so can't really do much from here. I mean, island cover is great when you're trying to take a defensive position, but here, well, we've crushed their sea flank relatively. Me and the Bongo could just rush over there if we need to. But right now, what we really need to is assist with the A-cap, defend the A-cap, and yeah, okay. So, is that Mecklenburg a good target for us? I think so. I mean the Montana. The Mecklenburg is a little out of reach. There we go. He got 6 hits. Yeah. This Oranja is positioning well. The enemy Marceau is straying a bit far from ally support, I'm guessing. Okay, so here's going to be a bit of a gamble. Okay, so we switch over to our AP while we're anticipating this Mecklenburg to come in. We're gonna set it on fire, and while it's broadside to us, we're going to fire AP towards it. The Hindenburg's AP is no joke, really. If you can get your enemy to go broadside towards you, and you just keep firing at their belt, there we go, 6 hits. Pretty sizable damage right there. And I'm reloading much faster. Okay, there we go. Done and dealt with. Well done. Okay, so now we're gonna go back to setting things on fire. This Montana has the right idea, sailing towards us. A bit of an angle in. We are not going to get fired at by the enemy ships from the sea flank. Mostly because go hydro. Mostly because they're obscured by the mountains. I can probably rely on this Montana on fire in a bit. Okay, I just need some spotting, and that's going to be perfect for us. Okay, we got 5 hits in. Okay, so now that the smoke is gone, I am also going to be gone. I am not confident with this engagement though. Okay, so he set a bit of an angle towards us, so I'm only firing HE. Hopefully that sets things on fire. Okay, so this is not an engagement I'm happy to get myself in. Okay, so that is not an angle that we should be taking the Montana on. It's either we fire at them. Okay, so the Montana is now slightly broadside towards us. There we go. Let's keep his attention away from our Svea. We're a little more expendable than our Svea is, so let's keep it at that. Okay, so the trick is to get away from it. Although I really can't do much of it right now. Yeah. Okay, so we can probably throttle juke, but that's not the trick that's going to work in this range, I suppose. And it did! Oh dear lord, it did! Okay, So the SV is helping us right now from smoke. There we go. Okay, so we're broadside towards it, and we have nothing much to do but hurl HE at it. And we throttle juke again. Okay. So okay, there's really not much of a choice here right now. We're going to go down eventually. This way is taking damage, and okay, so we shift over to our AP. Hopefully we can do enough damage. Okay. At least we have all our caps taken, and the enemy isn't going to recover from this. Maybe they'll take the C cap. I don't know. The Shinano should have it covered. They only have a Shikishima and the Conqueror over there. I think the Shinano can cover it. She has skip bombers that deliver AP, so she's gonna get some easy citadels on them. Not enough AP, not enough AA to contest that. And yeah, I think this is pretty much a win now. I'm not sure how the Shinano is going to coordinate this with the Montana. Because, okay, so it's a bad situation for our Montana right now. She's gonna go down pretty shortly. And there we go, she's gone. But what's not gone yet is the Shinano. Okay. So in 5 minutes, they really can't do much here. Timer's ticking down. They have 5 minutes left to turn things around, and by how it's going, it's not going to. I think I did fairly well. Not terrible, but not as good as I hoped it would be. The Shinano doubling back. It's going to go for another drop. I'm not sure how it's going to approach it. It has about 6 kilometers of lead to there we go. I'm guessing that wasn't much of a citadel hit. Okay. So the Shinano's now carrying some torpedo planes towards it. It's gonna be a very welcome drop. That Shikishima is not having a fun time right now. Okay, sure, maybe the right move should have been to run, because there really wasn't anything that she could do, and maybe just accept defeat gracefully, because you can't turn things around at this point. The game has already been won. And there we go. Die to torps. Oh? Oh, she launched, the Shinano launched her torps a bit too early, or rather maybe the Shikishima angled towards it. Okay. This time, let's go for a second drop, and I think that's good enough to clear. Yep, it's a good angle. There we go. And now for the last one. Either way, we're winning by points. And let's head on over to our next game. I'm not satisfied with my performance there. I want to aim for at least 100,000 on the Hindenburg. I think I got a little too greedy in the start of the game. I was shooting at ships that I really shouldn't have had any business shooting at, and I mistimed my damage repair, or rather my damage control party. I got 3 fire set on me, but it's the Hindenburg, so she doesn't get too long of a fire duration. But still, that's damage that I could have mitigated if I played it properly. So we have two Hindenburgs on our team. So it's going to be mostly up to the cruisers, the destroyers to do the spotting for us. They have one and two. I think this one. Okay, so the enemy team has two radars up against our two as well. We're pretty evenly matched, but they have the Austin. It has. Oh no! So it. No, no, no. I was thinking of the Salem. The Austin doesn't have radar, so we have a radar advantage. I think our game will be mostly playing to. Okay, so I went onto the wrong side. I really wanted to cross over to the Moskva Kleber team over there, but I think it's not going to be possible. I'm slightly forced to go into this flank with the Zhao and the Petropavlovsk, and no one's going to be marching forward on that side of the team, if I'm to be completely honest with you. And yeah, I really wanted some um, destroyer spotting for me, but I think I'm going to have to play this a bit close in. Yeah, okay. So it's a bit of comfort that we have a Borgonya on this side of going with us, but I'm not too thrilled to be one of the bigger cruisers in the game here, because really I have the biggest detectability range among our cruisers here, probably second to the Pavlovsk and the Moskva, but the Zao 9.9. Yeah, okay, so compared to the Russian or compared to the Soviet cruisers, we're marginally more stealthy, but I don't think that's going to work for us. Okay, so there's a Stalingrad. She's a good target. She's turning away, so I'm not confident with my shooting here. But let's try anyway. There's a Republic, and she just fired her guns. That's why she's visible right now. So next thing up, we are going to be shooting at the Republic. Taunt her for a bit. Wait for her to shoot back at us. Okay, 6 hits with 8p. Not bad. Okay, so at this range, I'm pretty confident with my AP. The Vermont, she goes slow. Okay. I think I put in too much of a lead there, but okay. Okay, so she's angled out towards us and away from us. I think the defense should be my target right now. Like next to it, right? Okay, so she's going slow. Let's go for here. Yeah, okay. So we are going to be circling back now. Bergonia in prime position to hit that defense. Okay, so we're switching over to AP because I think the defense has a weaker armor structure. Okay. Okay, so guessing by how the AP hit her. Okay, so she's smoking up. I can see her from there. Maybe the Republic or the Okay, so is the Oregon still there? Okay, the Oregon's still there. I'm switching back to HE. If the Oregon is clever, okay. So that's AP fired. AP to fire towards it. Armor piercing. I'm switching over to my HE rounds because I don't think it's going to do all that much damage. Yep, they all bounced. No one's spotting the Oregon. Shame. Okay. Where did the Oregon go? Should be okay, so it's over there. Maybe I should have held on to my AP a bit. Hey. We're just gonna fire a full salvo of HE on it. Hope to set it on fire, and 3 hits. Not bad. We have to shift back to HE because it's angling away from us now. And there we go. Okay, so there's the defense. She's going slow. Okay, so... okay. Stalingrad. Republic. Okay, so we have 2 targets in range. Stalingrad, I'm not so sure I'd be able to hit it this range. Okay. A bit of a problem there. Our Montana went down from a Stalingrad hit. Okay. We got revenge for her somehow by setting the Stalingrad on fire. There we go, there's the Oregon. It's a target. Okay, so I'm in open water, no one's spotting me. Yeah. Okay, so she's speeding up. You can tell I'm not the best shot in the game. So the Republic, if I'm going to guess, is going to turn out. I think our Zhao has a bit of a problem here now because she doesn't have much in support going her way. I'm going to try and remedy that by drawing their attention. Okay, none of those hit. Okay, so we have our skill activated, top grade gunner. Okay, why don't I respect Hindenburg next time to go in as a full-on close range combatant? I'm really tempted to do so. Okay, so there we go. There's the defense. There's the Austin. I think more valid target right now is this defense. She's angled away. I can switch over to... nope, I'm sticking to HE. Okay. Okay, there we go. This defense, if I'm going to guess, it's going to land somewhere here. And there we go. Okay. There we go. We have a bit of a problem now. No one's really guarding our A cap. The C cap was pushed out of it. The Care First is playing really well. Good lord, that's a good Care First. Only it's a rare occasion you see a good brawling fight, good brawling player, and it's to be celebrated whenever you find one. Really, it is. Okay, so I'm switching over to my AP. No, okay, someone's spotting me, but that's not my concern. The Republic is my concern. She's in prime range of my AP. I just want someone to spot that Republic for me. Could I launch my planes? Nope, she is moving forward. Okay, bit of a problem. I only got one shell in. I'm going to try and sort of brawl with this Oregon. I think that's sort of a bad idea. Then again, I'm loaded on AP. The Oregon's kind of low right. That's the Utrecht. Okay. Okay, so why did I put Rex shells I can okay, so never mind, never mind. That was a bit of a stupid move for me. The Kerfer is playing really well though. I have to admire him for that. The Kerfers is normally plagued with a lot of problems as a battleship. Her turrets basically need you to go full broadside towards the opponent to get all 12 guns engaged, but she's playing well on 6 guns and then relying on secondaries. Okay, I got kinda spooked there, not gonna lie. Yeah. Okay, so it's another CV-less game. That's fun for us. Yeah, okay, so it's 2-on-2 radars, so it's going to be up to the Shimakase. Maybe I should... Nah, okay, so I'm sticking to the game plan. I'm going to try and learn to play German cruisers. Because really, that's something that I haven't invested so much time in. There are a lot of better cruisers in the game, but the Hindenburg is one of those cruisers that you appreciate for being such an all-around fighter. I think an idea would be is I'll try to play it close in early. A bit of a bad idea, but let me finish. Okay. I'll try to play it close in. I want to get in a range where battleships won't get to hit my citadel as frequently as they should, because the deck armor on the Hindenburg is pretty bad. Plunging shots, like something fired out of 18, 17 kilometers away, will go vertical into my deck, and that's likely going to cause a citadel hit. But when I'm at closer ranges, like say 14, 15, 16 kilometers, plunging shots don't do that as much. But the problem is my armor still arms AP pretty often and pretty well. So I've been discovered. It's probably by the enemy destroyer, if I'm to guess. Okay, so let's try to push in. Let's try to be careful. Okay, so this is bad because two of the enemy raiders have spawned into the cap where we have our where we have a destroyer, which is pretty bad. Okay. So at a time like this, going with Hydro would be the move. Let's take the cap early. I didn't suffer too much damage from... Okay, that's a Venezia. That is not going to be fun, but she's not gonna have a fun time with me either. I have enough heals to carry me through for a while. Okay, so at least we're not getting citadel. Okay, that's a bongo. The bongo really wouldn't be able to... Maybe it can. If I'm honest, it can. But let's play angle towards it. Let's act as bait, probably. That's the way to go. Not a good idea, and at least I've bought some time for our Shimakase to... Okay. Now we're doing numbers. And we're forcing the enemy bongo to come in close. we go. Not a good showing. That I had the I had the premise wrong. I should have fought at the back, like I should have. Okay, so it needs a bit more work on my end. I need to play this better. Oh god, it's a super ship game. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. How many guns do you have? Okay, so let's try not to do the same mistake we made. Let's try to not make the same mistake. I am going to play this at maximum range. The Trump is doing some Trump things. What's it doing? That was just a friendly shot. Okay. Ideally, we have to get a read of the room. First, my mistake with the last game was that I didn't read the cap correctly. I was expecting 2 cruisers, yeah, but I wasn't expecting the bungo to be there. Okay, so I'm spawned at the cap with the super ship, so I'm not too sure if the enemy super ship is spawned in the same cap as I have. But let's see. Okay, so if that is the case, or if that would be the case, I'm going to try and burn it down for as much as I could. The idea is that the earlier we remove the enemy super ship, the less chance they have of winning. Although if you're being completely honest, I'm not too confident with that happening either. The enemy St. Vincent made the mistake of pushing in too early, I think. I'm a prime target right now, so that's going to be my problem. There we go, that's what I said about pushing in. I want to push in early to get into a position where my citadels aren't as exposed as they should be. But now the enemy St. Vincent is overcommitting. He's going to show his broadside to our Satsuma, and hopefully that gets things rolling. Okay, that's fine. Our target would be the Barbariano. We're going to have to eliminate it as fast as we could. I'm not switching over to HE just because we have worse alpha than if we would just fire AP at it. Okay, so this is a problem. The St. Vincent took notice that we were stopping in our place. I don't know what's firing at me, to be specific. Okay, so if I'm to guess, it's gonna be another. Okay, so at least we got a good hit in. That's the Austin, okay. Okay, so now we have a perimeter here. I think the St. Vincent's going to back up now. The problem is the Austin. If I fire at the St. Vincent, it's going to fire the Austin Has it supported? Okay, so I think the wise thing to do right now is just hide behind this island, wait for the Austin to pop up, stay undetected while we're healing up. Yeah, I think that's how I'm gonna play it for a while. Okay, our Satsuma has eliminated the Saint Vincent, so I'm not going to get any heavy damage from this side of the map now. If ever I did, it's going to be the Barbiano or the Ibuki, which is not a problem. Yeah, okay. Let's just try and see if there's anything there. Okay, so the enemy book is right around here. Okay, so if I'm to guess, it's right around here, right behind this rock. Uh-huh. Okay, so the cap's being taken right now. I don't want to sail forward at the moment. There's an enemy Taihang. Remember, I'm one of the bigger cruisers in the game, so I'm not too confident with my stealth. But the book is popping up. I better hope that Zhao has me covered. Okay. Ibuki I can probably Citadel. The problem will be if the Barbiano comes in, I'm down to half health. If the Taihang spots me, I'm gonna be in for a world of hurt. I'm gonna get spotted right around now, angle towards the Taihang, and see where it takes us. Okay, I'm spotted, angle towards Taihang. There we go. She shot her shot. I'm taking that as an opportunity to counterfire. Okay, a good 2 hits. There we go. I'm going to be fighting the Austin. So the problem is she has sap. Even if the caliber of her guns is just 127, I'm not too sure if... There we go. Taihang firing aggressively towards me, but I have her beat. In terms of adjustments, okay, so I better not sail too broadly, to show my broadside too much. The problem is, there we go. Those are probably Kitakase torps. The Taihang is likely going to be here. I'm going to occupy this cap just to make it a problem for the enemy. I'm being spotted right now, so that's a problem. There we go, that's the Austin. So angle towards it. Hope that someone could catch it. Okay, so that's not bad, not bad. That is an enemy Montana. I hope it doesn't notice. Okay, so this is a bit of a problem for us because we are being outgunned. Our ally Zhao is in a bit of a rough position. She can't support us too easily. We have to concede this. We're gonna lose this. Okay. Still not satisfied. The Wisconsin a bit late to the party. Or maybe it's not firing at all? No? Okay. That's fine. Still, we're occupying the cap. The Taihang is on the run. The Austin, not gonna have time. The Trump, I don't know why the Trump is playing like this, to be honest. Okay, so again, damage, big numbers don't win games. Points do. So, nah. I was about to say if I'm going to buy a Trump and play a Trump, I am, but I'm dedicated to making this account as purely German only uh, as it could. I've played on a few British ships way back when. That was when, what was it? I had dockyard missions where I had to set things on fire, but now that I have the Mecklenburg, that's not gonna be a problem for me after for now, for a while. Usually dockyard missions that want you to set things on fire typically ask you to do it about 120 times. This, that, and the other. I used to do it back when I'm back on the Immelman in the day, but now that I have a Mecklenburg and she sets about 5, 6, 7 fires in a game, at most I think I did about 12. So yeah, about 10 runs on the Mecklenburg if I'm only playing on HE Mecklenburg. That's going to set a lot of fires. Actually, after this stream, I'm planning to look up some other games. I have this friend. He plays Helldivers. I want to get that too, but I'm a bit short on cash. I mean, not exactly short on cash. It's that I have other things that I'm putting that cash towards. I'm only streaming now because I upgraded my video card to a 6600. But in 5 years, the 6600 is not going to be as good as it used to be. So it's gonna need a replacement. It's really, that's the thing with, but by then I'd be 35. So yeah. Oh yeah, you can try and dox me all. You can try and dox me all you want. If there's anyone interested in doxing me, you really won't be able to get any info on me. Why? Because I don't have any social media. I haven't had any social media since 2010. And I was in high school back then. I'm gonna say that was probably one of the best decisions I've made in my life. Because social media ruins a lot of people. Okay, so how will we play this game? We're gonna play this game bit of a coward again. I'm gonna stay behind this island probably for most of the game. Hope that this plane doesn't notice us. It's gonna notice us. It didn't? It didn't? Okay, that's fine. Okay, full stop. Now that... Okay, there's the main. And there's not the main. Okay, so let's try and scoot over behind the island, but that's not going to factor in much. There's a lion. Okay, so there we go. Back again to being undetected. So are incomparable here, taking a bit of a beating. I could probably switch over to AP on this lion. I can penetrate it. She's one tier down. I have... Is she? Yeah, she's one tier down. She's 1 tier down, she's British, so she doesn't have the best armor. So I can probably do that. Okay, so she's set on fire. She's probably gonna pop her heal. I can farm her for some damage. And there we go. Okay. 5 overpens. Okay, so the main's being a little bitch here, so she's trying to aim for me. Okay. There we go. She's not surviving that, and we have our first blood. Okay, so kindly retreat now. I'd like that for you. Okay, so the Adatara. There's the main. We can take her from this range. There's the Marcier. I probably can take her at this range. She noticed. Okay, too bad. So it's a super ship game. We have now our allies are going to start flooding into this cap. There we go. Let's pay attention to that ghoul. Okay, so we're not gonna hit that ghoul Leo. She's pretty well nested back in there. So there we go. There's the Louisiana's planes. She's going to try and spot for the enemy team. Or me. Or me. That's going to be a bit of a gaff for her. There's the main. I want to set her on fire. She doesn't want to speed up. 2 hits in, and she's being a little tricky right now. Okay, that's 1 fire. Okay, so she's firing towards us. Saw us running at them at full tilt. Okay, and I just juked her. She's taking notice of me because I set it on fire. She's pretty upset. And you do realize that. Okay, so the thing here would be, let's play this. Okay, there's another fire going. Yes, I'm not too afraid of the Louisiana guns. They're she's loaded up on AP. I'm loaded up on AP. There's the Adatara. Actually, I'm pretty satisfied with this game, not gonna lie. There we go. There's the main. She's not firing towards me because she lost a lot of confidence there. The Louisiana is not going to be firing towards us again because she just backed off. Clara, you are still being a thorn to my side right now. There's the Mercier. Okay, I'm gonna take this Clara, even if it's the last thing I do. There's the main. She's gonna steal the kill, or maybe not. There we go. And we just secured this flank. Okay, so the thing to do now would be, yeah. Okay, that was fun. I got to play the Hindenburg close in, like I've always planned to. So I think I'm getting a better grasp of how to do this now. Thin their numbers out. Wait until you get into a position where you can sneak in towards them effectively. And yeah, plays plays a lot different from how I remember grinding this line. Let's aim for 100,000 because really I'm not satisfied with just leaving it off at 87. Still, that's pretty good. My standard's pretty good. I made the mistake of not going full tilt sooner, and now it's a CV game and 2 Yamatos on the enemy team, so that's going to be a big problem for us. We have 2 Yamatos of our own, but knowing the unspoken pact between Yamatos, they do not shoot at each other until the last like 5 minutes of the game. Okay, so let's stay hidden and yeah, okay. Again, we'll be going behind this island. I think it's pretty easy to guess by now. I mean, if I could model it right about now, my idea of how to play the Hindenburg is thin out the numbers, wait until battleships, or at least battleships with 457 guns or higher, leave the field, and then push in because we have armor that could take the beating. Okay, so that's going to be how I'm going to play for this game. I need to remind myself of that constantly. And there's the Yamato, so she's going to be one of our main targets, really, because she has guns that could take me down easy. Brenos. Oh yeah, okay. So maybe she won't get AP penetrations up front, but she's still going to deal significant damage to my superstructure. Okay, so I'm in position now to take advantage of this. I'm not too sure what our ally Yamato is planning, but hey, that's on them. Let's shave the Snakamov for a bit. Okay, so there's the Schlieffen. I don't think she has the right idea of how to play a Schlieffen. So that was our Yamato right now. She fired her main guns at it. Okay, so there's a... What's spotting me? What's spotting me? Seriously, what's spotting me? Oh, enemy destroyer. Okay. Okay, so I have an idea of what they're going for. Okay, so this is going to be a bit of a problem. I am not one of the best anti-DD boats around here. If anything, I would be assigning and that would be a task for the Napoli, not for me. Okay, so there's the Schlieffen being cheeky again. Okay, so the thing about the Schlieffen is that she really doesn't like getting set on fire. The whole shtick to the Schlieffen is that she's going to go in, all sneaky like. But if you spot her, or you set her on fire, the element of surprise is effectively lost. And now we're just gonna farm her with AP. See? I mean, even if she does get some secondary hits on us, what's it gonna matter? Okay, the problem is our poison is not taking a beating. I think she had a bit of an oopsie there, angled a bit wrong. Okay, so we're gonna ignore you. We're gonna ignore you for a while. You are not getting out of range anytime soon. Okay. Do I risk it? That's an idea, because right now we could charge in. The druid's not going to do much against us. The problem is there's an enemy Jinan, enemy Utrecht, enemy druid, a Brenus, a Yamato, and a Yoshino on this flank. So no, I don't think that's going to be the smart move in this hypothetical. There we go. Hell yeah. Off being a sneaky bitch again. Okay, so there's the enemy Jinan. So if we could just line up our shots, hopefully we can get a citadel. Even if we don't, it's still a hit. No hits, eh? Okay, there we go. 80 penetration. Not the full damage I wanted, but it will do. Okay, so pushing in is not a choice for us right now. I think going sneaky, and I just really wish our A-Cup could push in right now. But we don't have much of a choice in this matter now, do we? Okay, so I think our Napoli is overcommitting a bit. The Nakimov is still obsessed with me for some reason or another. Oh, she's really upset I shaved her planes earlier. Okay, so let's switch over to HE. I think they're aiming at the Yodo because... or no. Are they aiming at me? Where are they? Where are they now? I am not aiming for that Prince right now. Likely because... okay, so we're beginning for that Prince right now. I am not aiming for that Prince right now, but what I'm planning to do here is intercept the Wisconsin. That's one hit. Intercept the Wisconsin. And yeah, okay. Okay, so we took that cap earlier, so we're going to have to defend it now. Good job on the Sherman earlier. Bit of a shame that she got taken out early. Oh, okay, this is not good. I've been spotted. They're gonna... I have to guess that's where the guns are shooting from. Oh, clever. Good hit. Okay. fear of God and AP into this Wisconsin. Okay. Okay, so let's line up our shots. I think that's good. And now, snipe and scoot. Keep them guessing. If I'm to guess, that's an impact. If I'm to guess, that's where it's stuck. Okay. Nope, okay. I do not understand what these weebs are talking about. I have no clue. Okay, so I have the right idea there, buddy, but you took my kill. Okay, so I'm kinda sorta getting it now. Kinda sorta am. Hindenburg rewards patience, if I'm to guess it. There we go. Oh, this Salem is going down. Oh, this Salem is so going down right now. Okay, so this time let's go for the druid. She's backing up. Hey. Okay. I did not expect that Salem to survive. But holy, that was good. That's really good. I'm impressed. I really am. Okay. Say goodbye. So there's an Axolotl. Problem is, she is surrounded by a Yamato. She is surrounded by Yamatos. Both on her left and on her right. I am not going to have a fun time with this one. Hey, it's me. Remember? Okay, so I'm not going to mind that Brench too much. Huh? Okay, so practical tip. I've encountered this situation once. The way you win against a Republic is you stay angled towards it. And I already had low HP before going in. Okay. So that was fun. I had 2 Citadels. Okay. Man, I didn't expect I'd be having fun on cruisers. In all honesty. Not at all. Okay, so next we'll go again. Let's go for it again. I'm actually pretty happy with how the Hindenburg is playing. Uh, yeah, the armor is pretty weak from what I'm used to. I'm really used to battleship armor. If I'm not playing on the battleship, I'm going to be playing on something like a destroyer or a submarine. The cruiser armor feels a bit difficult to adjust myself to because it's supposed to be tanky, but it's not as tanky as a battleship is. So I have really bad estimation skills with this guy. But at the end of the day, that's just gonna be another excuse. Uh, but yeah, I think I have the general idea of it. The Hindenburg rewards patience. You want to play in a game where your opponent is a bit worn down and battered already, and your cruiser, who's been staying at the back, can capitalize on it. And yeah, I think that's the idea. Okay, so I really want to support this Z52, but the problem is he should have selected a cap, any cap really. Okay, so we're trying to angle away from the Shinano skip bombers because that's bad news for us. Okay, so let's provide some support here. Let's cover our Shinano for a bit. Or the enemy is going for the Wisconsin. That's also an idea. I think I've mentioned it before, but when you're playing on a carrier, generally a good idea is to aim for whoever is the most isolated on the enemy team. So really early on, you'll try to do some early recon, get a feel of how the enemies are, where they're positioned and such. Okay, the Shimakase is doing us a big favor here right now. She's giving us a reload buff. And there we go, there's the enemy Marceau. So since we have reload buff, might as well use it. Fire our guns as fast as we could. Get the enemy attention. And hope we can capitalize on that for a bit. There's a Napoli. A natural born destroyer killer. Okay, those are shots aimed towards us from the Montana. We're going to slow down, juke those shots, and try to accelerate back up. Close. Okay, so our team picked up an HP buff. There's an enemy defense. It's isolated right now, so we're going to pick her off. Or at least hope to. If we can get some spotting in there. Otherwise, I'll be firing at this Napoli. Okay, so the enemy's kind of spooked right now. They don't want to engage us. Okay, 2 hits, not bad. We can get a crossfire on this defense right now if I can only get a good angle at it. Enemy Conquer, trying to sail away. There's some Marceau. Okay, so Our Shimakase picked it up for us. Thank you. There's some Marceau, so let's try and support this. Our DD, because she's really going to be fighting for our team. We can't win this game without her. Really, she's picking up all the right buffs for us. Okay, so that was one hit in. Okay, so at this range, should I switch over to AP now? I'm not too sure. The defense is not going to be pushing in towards us, but she's already hopelessly stranded on that end of the map. The Napoli. Okay, so we are at the ship advantage right now, thanks to the Z52 switching over sides. We've pretty much taken care of all their DDs except for one, this Marceau. I'm not too confident about that. I'm more confident about dealing with this Napoli. Problem is Napoli has smoke. I do not. This is a Montana that's aiming for us right now. I don't know why it turned out. But we are at the range that we should be firing our AP now. Okay, so good. She is stuck on HE for a while. Why are you showing your broadside to me? Okay. You are still showing a... Okay, so I think this is a good position. I'm taking fire, sure, but this is exactly where I want to be. To be honest. Okay. So why do I want to be here? I'm giving my team all the opportunities to shoot back at enemy ships. I'm pretty much expendable though. So I do not know why our team flunked that basic perception check. Okay. Anyway, I think we're winning this simply by the fact that we have more buffs. We have a more proactive DD. Yeah. Okay, so let's do that again. I'm still hungry for more. Man, a lot of battleships in this game right now. Okay, so by looking at it, all of the enemy battleships will be a problem for us. We can't bow tank at them. We can, however, bully a lot of their cruisers. Okay, so I think that's going to be the play. We can isolate ourselves using this strip down at the Tenkolu. We can hide behind this island, and Yeah, we can wedge ourselves there and just go hydro. The enemy destroyers would be able to go past us, and that should be that. Oh, another something that not a lot of players do on the Hindenburg, and probably for good reason, is that they can kind of build the Hindenburg to be a secondary cruiser. Because if you get all the necessary modifications and skills, you can make her secondary range go all the way up to her concealment range. Her secondary range can go up to 12.5 and her concealment is 12.6. So let's try to wedge ourselves in there. I am not going to provoke that Montana any sooner than I should. Although it's a good idea. The earlier we can get rid of the Montana, the earlier we can maintain the lead in the game. And that's something I think is very important. But let's not go for it right now until we're detected. There we go, we're detected, and fire. Let's go with our HE because we're bow in towards the Montana. She is pretty damn confident with her guns. Now, let's make it hard for the Moskva to escape. We will be clinging to the island and attack the Moskva. Please. Okay, so I'm now in a position where I could just harass this Moskva, or at least keep spotting this Moskva. I can heal up the damage. The Moskva will have a bit of a hard time overcoming the Colombo. I hope the Nevsky is contributing. My guys, you have 2 minutes to fully do this guy in. The Hildebrand will be having a rotten time in this one because... Yeah, okay, so just keep the Gdansk hidden, okay? We can make this Moskva regret wedging itself there. Okay, so I had the right idea. Okay, I had the right idea. Just have to keep this up. Let's load up our AP because sooner or later we're gonna be face to face with this Montana going broadside towards us. Okay, so the problem is we're being spotted, we're being gunned. The best we can do is... Well done, okay. I think that was a fair trade. A Hindenburg for a Moskva. That should be fine. But now I'm gonna run. I am gonna run. I do not like the implication of this Hildebrand passing over me. Okay. Thanks, Evie. Good. Thanks, Evie. Good day. It's not worth it. Okay, so at least that's one and their only radar down. Argadance is gonna have a good game after this. Yeah, okay. Let's do another. Let's do another, just because I'm not happy with just doing something as asinine or as simple as tanking for the team. Although I could have played it much worse, to be fair. It's going to be up to the Gdansk to carry that game for us. Because we basically eliminated the one and only threat to our Gdansk. Okay, so bit of a standard game. I'm a bit, yeah, okay. So I'm not going to be TD hunting. I'll try to play it passively this time, defensive. There are two battleships on our flank, so I'm expecting two battleships on the enemy flank. And if I'm going to guess, the Oregon will be rushing all the way up here to our side now. And it's gonna be a problem for us. This is the one cap. This is the one buff cap, or one buff side. Although to be fair, the Kasard can be a bit devious. I don't know about this. If I stay behind this island, I am likely going to be pushed out by enemy ships coming from on this axis. But if I go all the way here, I'm evaluating. Okay, if I go all the way here, it covers me fully from the enemy battleships. Okay. Okay. So I'm actually a bit nervous. Okay. It's a 3-on-3 DD match, so I'm not sure which flank the enemy DD is going to come from which side the enemy DD is going to come from. But what I can tell is that there's a Venezia over there. Our team is already firing towards it. Okay. Okay. It's going to come in close. The idea would be... Okay, so there's something bad already. I'm already spotted. I mean, I was already spotted before I fired those shots. Okay, so I think I have half of a right idea. There we go. Knowing the thunder, she'll be firing HE towards me. That's fine. I can heal that up. Problem is this Colombo. Okay. And our Kasard is safe and sound. That's all I ever wanted. Okay. Well done. HE because now we could have used this thunder. There's no one going to be shooting at us from this side now. Let's try to launch our plane because okay, there's Colombo. There's a Venezia. Colombo is angling out and angling in. Okay. So I think if we could just let them take the engagement here, I'll take the Venezia. That's fine. I have better reload though. And you just opened up yourself. You are now spotted. Let's just wait for her guns to fire before we pop up again. Okay, otherwise she'll be bullied until... okay, she fired. Now we can pop up and fire at her. It's not such a good idea. She's angling away. There's a Venezia though. And now she's smoking. Damn, I really didn't expect these torpedoes. Well done. Okay. So there's a Hindenburg. She's doing a fighting retreat. I'm quite happy with how we're turning out this game. I just need to heal a bit and switch over back to AP because that's how we should do this. We're at 16 kilometers away from the Colombo. We are going to be chasing this one down. Take opportunistic shots at the Colombo whenever we could. There we go. And the opportunity presented itself. Okay, well done guys. Now let's switch over to AP because that's a little too far out now for our AP to HE. Because that's a little too far out now. Or maybe we should. Let's just bracket her in the front because we want her to be cautiously aware of her. Oh, now she's angry. Okay, now we're joking. Oh no, she's not angry at us. There we go, good AP hits, good AP. Damn man, I never really knew that Hindenburg's AP could be effective at this range. Damn! Okay, so let's just wait for her. Love that. Okay. Shoot AP. Shoot AP. Shoot. I think what works is that it's firing at the plunging shot? Yeah, okay. I never realized. Never realized it until now. And that is some good AP. Okay. Awesome. Okay. I think I've been gimping myself for such a long time now. I've been playing this ship like an HV spam, like an HE spammer, because I'm not confident with the angles and the. But playing her as an AP ship really makes me reevaluate my choices until now. I think I want to respect her now. I mean, reset her, reset her specializations or respect. Damn, that was good. Okay, so if I'm going to do that, I think I'd have. Nah, not really. Nah. Should I? Should I know? Hmm. Hmm. Anyway, I think that's gonna be it for tonight, guys. So thanks for coming by the stream. I really appreciate it. Like and subscribe and comment if you would. And that's gonna be it for tonight, guys. Thanks. This is where I'll be stopping the stream now. So have a pleasant evening, have a good rest, and stay safe.